Morning, y'all. Right, today we're going to talk about my chipping fort. You're going to start seeing into some videos, and even though my chipping is still wobbling, I've got a new chipping and bunker fort actually, which seems to be helping me. We're going to talk about how I came to it and how I didn't come to this fort. It was actually given to me like nearly a year ago, and how I had to go around the houses before I made this fort become a reality. I just think it's a really good message for everyone who's trying to learn, because sometimes we can just get so lost in our own feelings rather than just going with what maybe doesn't feel the best, and how that can be a skill to just let go and trust. Let's show you what I mean. My new move to help me improve my chipping, to try and make me more confident on the course, and to try and give me focus in my practice so it feels like I'm actually going forwards with an idea. So let's start with the move, what it is, because I think this is only one tiny part of what this video is trying to do. And you can take what you want from this video, the tip, it's my idea of a fort that's helping me help you hit better chips, hopefully, or not. But for me, there's a much bigger message if you choose to listen to what I'm trying to say and think about the message that I'm trying to put across in this video, that would really help you, and certainly makes me think loads as a student of golf and as a student of trying to improve my chipping, and definitely as a coach as well. So the idea for me is about trying to make sure I keep low point ahead of the ball. I tend to bottom out early. My bad chips are flats and fins. That's me bottoming out early for me, catching the ball a bit on the way up after bouncing into the ground, finning it, or hitting the dunches that go just in front of me. And what I struggle with every day, which is where this video will go over the period of today, is I used to never have to think about chipping. I could just chip. I would just stand there, hit one, judge the distance, off I go. And it annoys me now that I have to now think of actually stand there and try and make it work. I guess that happens to all of us, and I guess that happens to lots of you down this lens, and you've maybe not had the luck of it just ever working, so it's the onward kind of ongoing struggle that everyone faces. So it's based around what this left shoulder does, but it's actually based around where my whole body goes. So I was told this over a year ago by maybe one of the best chip instructors there is, and we'll talk about why it's taken me so long to truly adapt this. So I have a tendency to have a lot of tilt with my body, so if this is straight I tend to go sideways, bending this way in my setup. It's what happens with my driver. If you think about my driver and hit on the way up, lots of tilts in there, bottom early, hit on the way up. My iron shots I can have a tendency to hit a little bit thin, so bottom a little early as well, but don't touch the ground and catch the ball slightly clean. Again, a tendency to have a bit of lean, kind of my driver default swing, arguably my most consistent club, and do that with my iron. So it's a conscious effort with my iron to make sure I'm not tilting too much this way. And it's the same with my chipping. I tend to go knees this way, upper body this way, and then what happens is I bottom out very early, so hands go, if you like, too far back, get to their low point, or the club gets to its low point here, because the hands and clubs don't get to the low point at the same time, and then I start coming up. So I'm catching the ground first, there's the duff, or I'm getting that ball on the way up, there's the fin. And also what you get is the slight chase for it, so you get the knee flinch as well, because you can feel your bottom out early, and you get that kind of knee flinch as you realise things are crashing, as you try and get up to the ball and chase for it. So I was told by James Ridyard over a year ago when I filmed some videos with him, he tried to help me with my chipping, and we'll talk about, we'll get back to why I've gone around the houses. So basically I need to feel like I'm chipping with my turn of my body happening more on top of the ball and then through, rather than having it slightly behind, almost turning behind it and through, to try and make sure low point is ahead of that ball. So the fort I have right leg slightly straighter than left. That gets my weight set on that front foot and also kind of levels out my shoulders, so I'm not too tilted this way. And when I make my turn, I try and focus on my left shoulder, feeling like it's turning around the position it starts in, so not letting it move away. So if my shoulder starts there as I turn, I don't want it coming this way too much. So I basically feel like I'm turning around this left leg. And I'm not sure where you are in the videos, because you'll see it's transforming the way I'm chipping. Obviously there's wobbles, there always is. But I definitely feel like low point is being moved, which is in turn really improving strike, which then in turn improves my imagination, And it also helps me feel, with that improved imagination, that I can, rather than just hit a chip, I can take chips on. I'm going to go really high, land it in that spot. I'm going to try and hit that slightly kind of spinnier, stoppy one. I'm going to go in low. Start actually playing golf with it. It's such a simple thought, basically turning more over the ball, not behind it, moving low point forward. It's so basic. So why did I have to go around the houses to get to this point, which I was told by someone I totally respect and agree and could understand? They put it across so simply. Why did I just not do it straight away? Or maybe I did. So why did it take me so long? Hang on. It's better. Overheating a bit there. So James told me to do what I'm doing now. And at the time it made sense. But when I did it, it felt so different. And there lies the problem, isn't it? It felt. So with the amount of time and effort I've got to put into practicing my short game, and I want you to think about what this means to you as a student, because it's going to be all the same issues that you'll fight with, that I'm fighting with, and I wouldn't have fighted with when I was a full-time player, which we'll try and come to. It felt so different to have the confidence to go and do that on a course where we're always in front of camera. And not that the camera bothers me that much, but if I can just scrape any kind of result with a chip shot, doing it in a way that feels more natural, I'm going to do that. Why work harder? You know, I'm going to have to get pushed to that point of no return where I just don't want to chip like this anymore, and it makes me change. And maybe that took a year for me to do. But in contrast to if I was playing and practicing when I was full-time, I would have done it in hours, because I'd have gone straight to the practice area, dedicated hours to it, gone and played with it that evening, gone and played with it all that next week, and then played in a tournament. You know, I would have been up and running with it. So it was that dedication to change, plus dedication to being happy that it feels different, because I can make it feel not different by putting that time in. And I think this is the bigger message. And we're going to come to some drills I used that hopefully will help you with the idea of this chipping idea as well. But it was about the fact that I could kind of make do. I knew it wasn't ever going to be any good, but I could make do with what I was doing. And I didn't really want to put the effort in to not feel really crazy odd when I could just scramble by. The other thing as well I think people forget, if you watch our course vlogs, I can go course vlogs and not really hit a chip. I putt them off the green, always have done, even when I was a good chipper. And I tend to hit a lot of greens in regulation because I hit a lot of fairways. And even as a full-time player, I remember when I got big enough past junior golf to be able to reach par 4s in 2. You know, I can go 12 to 16 holes out of 18 hitting a green, and when I'm missing a green, I'm just off. So I'm literally, I can putt or just 7-iron run it, which has never really been a problem, still isn't. So the biggest lesson, like I say from this today, is being, and I hate that it took me this long, because I say this to students, and I say it to my kids, and I say it to myself. I've taught myself many skills growing up in life, from the amount of hours I've spent up till 3 in the morning working out how to use a program for edit, you know, something I've never really gone to college for. I just self-learn, or how to use my camera's aperture and all those kind of things, that I just did put that effort in. The fact that I wasn't able to let go with my chipping as well as an adult, would have as a full-time player or younger, but as an adult, because I was just too busy with life, just wanted to, you know, I'm filming, I just want to get to the next location, play. If I hit a few greens, great. If I don't, hopefully I won't miss by too far to make an idiot of myself. Really upsets me that I didn't just go for it. But then the flip side to that is with some things in lessons, and this applies again to you so much, I think, I see it in students, sometimes you have to go around the houses to realise the house that you're in at the start is the best one, because you don't know unless you go in all the other houses, do you? So James is telling me to do X, feels okay but feels really weird, not sure I can actually do that with confidence, or I've hit a few bad ones because it's new and I've not practiced it. I'm going to run back to my old technique. Oh, but then next week I'm going to try this technique. Oh, some good ones, some bad ones, it's not really any better. Oh, I'm going to try this technique. Oh, it's better, it's no better. Until I get all the way back round to the same house that he said just go in that one, that's the house you need to go in. Sometimes maybe we need to go round. That's what makes us better. I think some people go around a few and then stop, don't keep going around them all. And then they don't get back to the right one and get stuck in the strong grip one or the weak grip one. Does that make sense? Let's show you some of the drills I use to try and make this make more sense for me when I haven't got a chance to go out on the chipping green and hit a few shots. And also with the chipping green as well, even though it's great, I love it and I use it as much as I can. It's never quite the same as a camera pointing at me and I'm 1 down or 1 up or 4 down or 4 up, and the guys are going to rib me when I duff it. It's never quite the same pressure as well. Let's show you some of the drills I use that help me get this feeling a little bit more natural. Right, some drills I use just to help me get the feeling of this very different feeling for me when it comes to my chipping. I get my left shoulder up against like a door frame, go into what I would feel my chipping stance is and make some demo swings where I feel I keep my left shoulder basically turning almost down so it stays on this door. My more comfortable stance and movement with my chipping, which is less successful at the moment when it comes to hitting the ball, would be to start on the door frame, but because of the tilts I put in, as soon as I start rotating I'm moving away, and that really makes me feel how low point could be early. Getting that left shoulder touching that door frame and feeling like I'm moving imaginary chip back and forward, this shoulder going down and up this door frame, really gives me that feeling that I try to then call upon when I play, and that's the beauty with drills. Drills don't do anything, they're only there to give you some feelings that you then try and recall. It's about building those feelings, so when you do recall them, you can recall them instantly when you need them, even if you haven't done them for 4 holes, 6 holes, 36 holes. In front of a mirror, I will get my left shoulder on the edge of the mirror, make some back swings again where I feel like I'm just keeping that on the mirror's edge, keeping that shoulder stacking over that left leg. Again, my natural stance would be more here, rotate, see how the shoulder wants to come off. So that repeated mirror work is brilliant. It puts it in my mind, so when I'm out there chipping I try to use that visual to get that feeling. Again, drills, it's about trying to find tricks, things that click that you can take out into the real environment. So that gives you an insight into what I'm thinking, how I work or don't work on my chipping, and also hopefully you see the secret in this video. It's the work ethic. There's a tip, there's an idea, there's some drills, but it's how you apply that and how you challenge it and work with it and fight with it at the same time as try and make it fight and work for you. It's all those things that make for a good student. So really this video should be called How to Be a Good Student or How to Be an Engaged Student, where actually I think more of you will search for a chipping secret, so I've probably put that in the title. It's kind of the point I'm trying to make, I think. Keep watching the course vlogs, you'll see if this is helping me or not. Again, I can't remember when this kicks in because the course vlogs are so, they're ahead and out of sync with then these daily vlogs, which are daily, like this is filmed today. Hello, good evening, you're watching this. But you'll see, and we actually even start talking about it in some videos as well. When I did the serious thing with Coach, he mentioned it and I ate some better chips, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of crap as well. But you know, sometimes you just got to listen to a good instructor, haven't you? Thanks, James. James Ridyard. Look him up on Twitter. He's on Twitter. He's got a website as well, Short Game Secrets, I think. But he's got a link on his Twitter. Go and sort him out because he's got a wealth of good information. And let's see if I finally listen and do what he told me ages ago. Sorry, James.